bricks. Brick pam brick. Brick pam brick pam brick.
What's up my people, wagwan? Welcome back to my kitchen, welcome back to Chef ChrisB TV. Today I'm going to show you how to make Jamaican salt mackerel rundown. This is a popular dish in Jamaica, a popular breakfast item in Jamaica and the Caribbean. And as you can see, these are the ingredients I'm going to be using for my dish today. And I have here my homemade coconut milk. So if you want to see how I make my homemade coconut milk, then you can click on the link above to see that video. I have here my salt mackerel. I've been soaking the salt mackerel from overnight. So it's best to soak your salt mackerel from overnight. But if you're going to cook it the same day, soak it for at least 4 hours before you cook it. Alright guys, stay tuned. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to throw off this water. Then I'm going to add fresh water to the pot. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because it's a salted fish, I'm going to boil it 2 times for 10 minutes. So I'm going to boil it for 10 minutes and I'm going to throw off this water, then add fresh water and then boil it again. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get rid of the excess salt that's on the fish. Alright, so my salt mackerel is just about finished. So you can pretty much just test to make sure that the salt mackerel is cooked. And once it's pretty much soft, then you could tell that it's ready. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to throw this water off, allow it to cool. And then I'm going to break it into smaller pieces. Stay tuned. Alright, so now I'm going to prepare the salt mackerel. So what you want to do is you want to take off the excess skin. You don't have to take off all of it, but just the upper layer. And this is optional. You can keep it on as well as you can take it off. You can also buy the boneless salt mackerel, but if you don't have access to the boneless salt mackerel, you could use the regular salt mackerel. Just try to remove as much bones as possible. Alright, so you want to make sure you take out the bone that's in the middle. So remove the bones and try to remove any extra bones that you can find. Alright, so you just try to break them in the smaller pieces, or break them in the size that you like. If you want to do it whole, you can do it in larger pieces, or you could break them in the desired pieces that you want. So most times folks will have them in chunks, or you can break them smaller. So it's a matter of preference. But this is a dish I love. So even though Jamaican national dish is ackee and saltfish, oftentimes when you don't feel for ackee and saltfish, we tend to eat mackerel rundown as an alternative for breakfast. Well, like I said, you can eat it for breakfast, you can eat it for lunch, and you can also eat it for pretty much dinner. That's the beauty about Jamaican breakfast meal. Like, you can eat it right throughout the day. You can eat it for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Alright guys, so now I'm going to start the process to make my mackerel rundown. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, or whichever oil that you have. Then I'm going to saute my herbs for 2 minutes before I add my coconut milk. So I've added some scallion and onion. So some scallion and onion, and I'm going to add more scallion near to the end of the dish. Now I'm going to add some scotch bonnet pepper, allspice and some thyme. And also garlic and ginger. Then I'm going to add some red and green bell peppers So I'm gonna saute these ingredients for 2 minutes, and then after 2 minutes I'm gonna add my coconut milk. Alright, so I'm using about 2 pounds of salt mackerel, so I'm gonna add about 2 cups of coconut milk. So if you're using less salt mackerel, then you're gonna add less coconut milk. Make the adjustment based on the amount of salt mackerel you're using. Alright, so after 2 minutes now I'm gonna add, and this is my homemade coconut milk. I'm gonna add 2 cups of my homemade coconut milk. I'm gonna allow it to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes on medium heat. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so now my sauce, my mackerel rundown sauce is looking good. Looking lovely. So like I said, once you allow it to simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes, then it should be looking like this, and it should get a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some tomatoes and some more bell peppers and scallion. So the tomatoes you want to add close to the end, and I'm going to add some extra bell peppers and some extra scallion. It's looking so good guys, it's smelling so good. I wish you guys could actually smell it. Alright, so now I'm going to add my salt mackerel. So the salt mackerel is already cooked, so you don't want to overcook it. So I'm going to add it. Then I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of black pepper, whole black pepper. So 1 teaspoon. And because I'm using salt mackerel, I'm not going to add any salt, but I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Grace all-purpose seasoning, because you still want your salt mackerel to have a little bit of flavor. So 1 teaspoon. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to allow this to simmer down for about 5 minutes, because the salt mackerel is already cooked. So I'm going to allow this to simmer for about 5 minutes. And then my dish should be ready. So this is mackerel, salt mackerel rundown guys, looking so good. I wish you guys could actually taste it, smell it. Alright, so I'm going to allow it to simmer for about 5 minutes on medium heat, and then I'll be back. Stay tuned. So there you have it guys. This is the finished product. My salt mackerel rundown. Yeah man, thing look good. Looking good, looking lovely. Yeah man, I think up. Yes guys, so thank you guys for checking in. I want to thank you guys for supporting. I want to thank you guys for checking in and watching this video today. So guys, remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Help share my channel. Feel free to give like, feel free to give comment. But if you do try this recipe guys, please give me feedback and let me know how it come out for you. Alright, Chef ChrisB out. Yeah man.